When launching a website for a client, the majority of the work revolves around making what is called a pre-decorated product. It's taking the artwork that the customer wants, putting it on the products that they are asking for, in the colors that they want to offer, and making it available for purchase. So how do we do this? Well, we come into that specific store, we come into decorated products, we come here to add product, create decorated product. We find the item that we want to decorate. We then hit save and continue, which will launch the design tool where we can add a customer's design. Now we can upload it here, or we could come into the store design and select the design that we've already uploaded. In this case, I have a nice vector here, which makes it easier for me to change the color scheme if necessary. We can then choose to leave the artwork as is, or I could come into advanced and I could allow personalization. Allowing personalization allows the customer to do something simple. In this case, they could change the color scheme because we uploaded a vector. Or we could allow the customer to swap the design. They can select this design and then choose to switch it out with a different one. Or maybe if it was text, we could add some text and we could do something like, we'll do a player name placeholder. So we'll add a placeholder in this case. We can choose our font that we want to use. We can size it the way we need it to be. We'll align it, center it. And for this text, we'll also click Allow Personalization. And instead of letting the customer change the color, we're going to let the customer just change the text. So in this example, let the customer change the text on the back by allowing personalization on the front. Let the customer swap the design with something different or change the color scheme. Now, we don't have to do any of this, but it is possible is the point. Once we're happy with our artwork and settings, we'll click Save and Continue. We'll give the product a name. So we'll make it DecoNetwork example. And then I'm going to append the blank product name. That'll make it dash the name of this shirt. I don't know what shirt I'm looking at. So it'll make it dash in this example, unisex t-shirt. We can choose if we want the customer to be able to customize. So personalization is the customer making some type of simple change, like changing the text or changing the color. Customization is launching the design tool where the customer can really do a lot, but it's also easy to get overwhelmed. In this example, we'll allow the customer to customize, but most of the time you don't. Now we could choose what colors is this going to be available in. So if I don't want to offer this in every shirt color, I can check all colors and then just choose the shirt colors that I want this design to be available on for this product. Now here's something that's really awesome. Come over here to select products and you can search for all the other items that you want to put this same artwork on. So let's say I want to put it on, youth t-shirts, ladies. I can select all of the items that I want to put the same design on, choose which colors and which are the default, just like I was doing with that first product, and I can make all these items at once. It's a very powerful capability within DecoNetwork when building a store. I can't stress enough that 95% of making a website for a client, whether they're trying to sell merch or it's an ordering portal, 95% of the work revolves around taking the designs, dropping them on the products, and making them available for either internal use or external sales. And that's what we just did here. We chose one product, we dropped our artwork on there, we added some text, we chose what was personalizable versus customizable, we chose which colors were available, and then we chose the other products we wanted to be available in. If we want to further edit a single product, we can click on the product, We can then go into the categories and recategorize it. We can override the price. Is it using the discount, the commission? Are we charging different prices for different sizes? Do we want to upload our own listing image? Do we want to control, in this case, do I prefer that the back be displayed by default? Within the general settings, we can make it a featured product, ignore minimums, quantity discounts, and so forth. Lots of great settings here. And most of the time, if you're cloning from a template, you're not overriding much of this. You're really just grabbing the shirts, you're dropping the artwork on there, and you're letting the settings naturally come into play. We can then list the product on the front end of the site where the customer can choose to do any personalization on this first step. So right here, this is the color scheme of the logo. Maybe I want to go, you know what, we'll go white shirt, and I want to go black and blue. And then on the back of it, I want the text DecoNetwork. And it's that simple. We'll go with the gray. If you have any questions on how to create a pre-decorated product and then how your customer can personalize it, or they can even click customize design to take it into the design tool, simply come over to DecoNetwork's help resources, where client services is more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Hopefully you find this video helpful, and thank you for watching.